Good morning, students of class 10. You are welcome back to the classes now. Let us continue our lesson in economics. So, we are doing money and credit, and we have reached over here. This is the subtitle: Money as a medium of exchange, and here is deposit with banks. So, let us talk about deposit with banks. Now, here there are altogether 6 points I have written over here. Listen carefully and pay attention so that you can understand very clearly. At a point of time, people require only some currency or some amount of money for their day-to-day needs. People earn money for their survival or for their livelihood, and they do not use all the money. Some of the money they use for day-to-day needs, and the remaining extra money or extra cash, the extra cash they deposit it in the bank. They deposit the extra money in the bank for future use by opening a bank account in their name. A person can open a bank account and he can deposit the extra money. Whenever he has some extra money, he can deposit in the bank. That you know it very well. So now here number 2, banks. What the banks do then? The banks accept the deposit. The bank accept the deposit and pay interest on the deposit. The bank accept the deposit, extra money you deposit in the bank, they accept it and they pay interest. So in this way, people's money is safe. The money which you keep in the bank is safe. If you keep money at home, there is always a risk. There is always a danger of theft and of fire or something else. So the money which is kept in the bank is always remain safe and earn, as well as you can earn interest also. Number 3, people also have the provision to withdraw the money as and when they need. People have the provision. When you deposit the money in the bank, you have the provision to take out the money whenever you need it. You can go to the bank and withdraw the money. Withdraw the money as and when the people need. Amount can be withdrawn on demand, because you demand, I want the money. I want some money because I need it. So that is called demand. So amount can be withdrawn on the demand. You fill up the form, withdrawal form, and you give it in the bank, they will pay you the money. These deposits are called demand deposits. There are various kinds of accounts: current accounts, saving account, fixed deposits. There are various. Fixed deposit you cannot take out when you want. When the time reaches the maturity, then you get it. Current account or savings account. Most of the people, they deposit in the savings account, and whenever they require the money, they can withdraw any time on their demand. So these deposits are called demand deposits. Now here, sometimes payments are made in checks. Some you have heard about the checks. Sometimes payments are made in checks. Without providing the money, they provide the checks. And the check is also a form of money in the modern currency, modern times. Sometimes payments are made in checks instead of cash. In place of cash, checks are provided. It allows the bank, when a person takes the check in the bank, so the bank allows to pay a specific amount mentioned in the check. The bank pay a specific amount from the person's account. Whoever has the account in the bank in his name, so the bank allows the payment in whose name the check has been made. The name is there. This check allows the bank to pay certain amount to the bearer of the check or the person who is taking the check in the bank. Demand deposits share essential feature of money. Therefore, demand deposits, it shares an essential feature of a money. The check is also a kind of money. The deposit in the bank, withdrawal. So these are all money, regarding money. In modern forms of currency, in the modern forms of money or currency and deposits are closely linked. Until and unless you do not have the deposit money in the bank, or you have deposits, until and unless you do not have, you will not issue a check. So the check, demand draft, even ATM cards, master cards, these are all forms of money. Instead of carrying the money, people carry ATM cards or rupee cards or master card, or they have checks. These are all forms of money in modern times. So they are closely linked to the working of the modern banking system. So it's very easy nowadays for transaction. People carry MasterCard, people carry rupee card, ATM card. Not only that, people carry checks instead of money. So it becomes very easy for the transaction. So in our day-to-day life, everything is becoming very easy because of the banks. People do not carry money while traveling. They carry checks or rupee card or MasterCard. So it becomes very easy. So in this way bank functions. Now here, to be continued in our next class, we'll talk about loan activities of the bank. The bank provides loans to the people. Whoever needs money to start a business, to start a farming or any type of activities you want to do, he needs money. In the process of production of goods and services, we need money. And suppose a person wants, he doesn't have the money, he wants some money to start a business. So he goes to the bank and gets the loan. But the bank will charge higher loans, higher interest on their loans. So the loan is provided at higher interest, higher than the interest provided to the depositors. So in this way they earn. The difference between the interest is their income, and in this way they run the banks. So now loan activities of the bank. So we'll talk about in our next class. So this much for today. Thank you for your watching and your presence in the class. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class and talk about loan activities of the banks. So that's all for today. Thank you very much.